men like younger women. Do you guys object to that? Y'all are too easy. Come on. Come on.
I mean,
devil's advocate me here a little bit.
Hashtag not all men.
I
You sound
stand
like
by
you
like
guys.
what I
Sure.
said about the whole like guys think like cougars are hot and like MILFs are hot, but I do agree with what you said about the whole like 19 to 25. I feel like it's like younger men like 20 to 28 like older, but then older men like 40s to 50s like younger.
I think it's also playing on that, like, you want what you can't have. I mean, you can't have it, but like, it's not going to be as socially
chase.
accepted to have it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, just to touch on the age gap thing. So it comes down to a couple things. And similar to the body count thing, it's also, really quick on the body count. So another reason why men value low body count in women is, and they've done studies on this, someone who's promiscuous is more likely to cheat on you. And they, as far as marriages go, the more partners that you had before going into that marriage, the greater likelihood of reporting relationship dissatisfaction and the greater likelihood of divorce. And they've done analysis, they've done studies on it. So the higher your body count, and this is more so for women than it is for men, the greater likelihood of infidelity, the greater likelihood of the relationship breaking up, the divorce, and just the greater likelihood of relationship dissatisfaction.
Do you know what that same statistic is for men?
I'm not sure. We do have the infographics. Oh, wait, that reminds me. Okay, Eric, we have to... Age gap. Okay, age gap really quick, then we have to react to a few things from Hinge, the dating app. Okay, so there's an evolutionary reason why men have a preference for younger women. So one of those things is fertility. So something that, and this is evolutionary, biologically ingrained, men look for indicators of youth and fertility. So if you're 40, the likelihood that you can, 1, get pregnant, 2, bring that child to term, and 3, have a healthy baby are so significantly diminished. So it's an evolutionary thing. We are just hardwired to find younger women attractive. Keyword women there. And because by the time you're 35, that's when you're starting to get into higher chance of miscarriage, higher chance that there's birth defects, and greater difficulty even just getting pregnant. So there's evolutionary reasons there, and also it's just, as a guy, you can also just think of it in your head. Let's say you're 35, or let's say you're 40 as a guy. You can date a 40-year-old, let's say you really want to have kids. If she's 40, like, you're not having kids. The likelihood is so small that you're going to be able to have kids with her. So most men who are 40, they might be looking more towards someone who's 30, for example. A guy who's 35 might be looking for someone who's 25.
But if we're being realistic in the pool of casually dating, how often are men looking at a younger woman and thinking, oh, she's the most fit to reproduce with and have kids with? Like, that's only something you're thinking about if you're thinking about marrying this person or being with this person long term.
So that is a fair point. So one, it is an evolutionary thing. So even though a guy can intellectually think, hey, I just want to hook up with this girl once, maybe she could be on birth control, we're going to use a condom, there's no chance or very low chance of a pregnancy here, I don't want a kid, it's still like, in our minds, it's still like we want someone who's young for fertility reasons. In the same way that there are evolutionary things that women look for that if you were to intellectualize it, like, this would have no bearing on this person in terms of them being a good partner for you. For example, height is one. I mean, we can go around really quick. Articulate to me why, and maybe some of you don't have a height preference, but articulate to me why. Well, first let me ask, for a guy, do you care about his height? Actually, wait, I just want to start over here first. Well, just because you're biased,
Fair.
I just want to... Do you care about the guy's height? I think we talked about this actually.
Yeah.
So you
I-
said your height or taller.
Yeah.
Would you date a guy who's shorter than you?
Possible if we're really like a good match, or
Okay.
like he's really attractive on like personality and other, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it would be a bit of a con if he was shorter than you.
Yeah, just like physically, I just
Sure.
think like guys. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Height does matter to an extent. I think
How tall are
when
you?
I'm 5'4.5".
5'5".
5'5" on a good day.
Okay.
As long as you're noticeably taller than me, I'm chilling. I don't have like you have to be at least 6'1". Like,
No,
I think that's a
yeah.
little shallow.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I would I date someone shorter than me?
What's your minimum height for a guy? Because you're 5'4". What's your minimum height?
5'5".
Okay. Hey, props.
Yeah.
What? Let me ask, just out of curiosity, how many? You've been in a long-term relationship before.
Mhm.
How many like relationships have you had? Would you say?
Okay, what are we defining as relationship?
Like, let's just say you've seen a guy for long. Okay, this isn't really a relationship, but of the guys that you've seen for longer than a month, let's just say, how many guys would you say? 4 or 5?
Nah, definitely
3.
only like one other guy.
One guy.
Well, the long-term relationship and then another guy.
Okay, how tall
Yeah.
were they?
He was 5'10".
Okay.
My long-term relationship, he was probably around the same height, 5'9", 5'10".
Okay.
Height definitely matters to me. I think
How tall are you?
I'm 5'11", so I'm very
Sure.
tall. I think it doesn't matter like if you don't need to be like 6'5", 6'6", but as long as you're either, I was gonna say 5'11" or above, but I think 6 foot or above.
6
So at least
feet.
an inch taller than me.
Okay. So you'll be taller than the guy in heels. That's okay.
Yeah, I don't really wear heels.
You
but
don't
yeah,
care? Okay.
That's fine.
Sydney?
No, height doesn't matter to me because I'm 5 feet. So like,
You're 5 feet?
yeah. So I don't really know any guys that are shorter than me. Like I've
So
been
what is the minimum height for you?
like 5. I don't know. 5'5" is good. 5'2". Like it doesn't. Height isn't something that I like look at when I see a guy. Honestly, like
The last guy you hooked up with, how tall was he?
5'7".
Okay. Wait, and are you currently in a relationship?
Yeah,
How tall is he?
6'3".
Okay.
Damn.
There you go.
Nice.
You are tall though, so.
Yeah, I am.
I don't mind dating a guy who's like in my eyesight range. Like if I can look to you eye to eye in a way I don't have to like bend down to see you, that's fine.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'8.5". Well,
Okay.
Gaden said that she was 5'8.5", so I feel like maybe I am shrinking. But I've dated shorter guys and they've just been insecure. Like they'll have a problem when I wear heels, and I felt like if they could confidently like be with me and not feel weird about that without me having to sacrifice parts of myself, it would be okay. But I feel like for taller women it's harder to date short guys who are comfortable with that.
Okay, there's a whole lot of cap at this table. But okay.
I think if I was taller, no, I would definitely care a lot more about height, like have a requirement. But being like an average height, I'm not too picky as long as you're taller.
I've gone on a date with a guy that was shorter than me, and I'm 5 foot.
I have to.
So like that says something. Like, you know, I don't. For me, like I'm in the gym every day. I more so look at like if I'm looking appearance wise, I like eyes, I like smiles, and I like a big back. Like that's what I.
A big back.
Yeah, I like a muscle back because I used to bodybuild. So when I was in those days, like that's something that like that catches my eye.
Here's an easier question I can ask. Do you want your guy to be physically larger than you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, or similar.
Yes, I think
I like them lanky.
Oh,
You know?
lanky.
you like a little skeleton.
Okay.
Either that or like a nice dad bods, but the in between is where
Those
I
are
kind of
two
lose
different
interest.
things.
I know
Yeah.
it's weird.
I don't care about physically bigger, but at least stronger than me.
Stronger than you. That's another one.
I
Do you
like
want a guy?
something bigger.
Do you want a guy who's physically stronger than you?
Yeah, definitely, because I'm pretty weak, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I got it.
But so I mean, all these things, you know, the height, being physically larger, being physically stronger, these things don't really have an impact on who this person is as a person and their ability to be a good partner to you. So in that same vein, like that's just how, as far as evolutionary, that's how men feel about age and body count.
But men also feel that way about our physical appearance. Do they care
What
if
do you
we're
mean?
smaller than them for the most part, or like fit?
Yeah, men care about that stuff too. Sure.
Yeah, and I think that definitely overpowers the like. I think you keep talking about the evolutionary part, but that's not something that we're actively thinking about. You know what I mean?
No, but it's like innate.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
And it's innate for me to want to have as much kids as I can, to reproduce as much as I can.
How many
but
kids
I'm
do
not
you want?
6.
6 kids. Okay.
You're gonna have some tall babies.
I love kids though. I want to be a
love it.
pediatrician.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
I just
Love
love
it.
kids.
Nice.
Aw.
Good. No, that's good. And it seems like your head's definitely in the right place as far as, I mean, you know, sounds like you want to have a family, a husband. So 6 kids. Congrats. That's a lot. Did you,
How does the evolutionary aspect work when it comes to like
to age?
no, just like me, because I like boys and girls. So like evolution wise, there shouldn't be much that attracts me to other women.
Well, I'm not saying that our biology or our evolution is the sole determining factor, and it's evident that there are people that are not straight. I mean, I think that's, you know, duh. So I don't.
So I feel like we should have something else be defining what makes us behave in a certain way socially and romantically. Because at the end of the day, that's like it doesn't work well in multiple cases.
Well,
unless
I
you're
would
talking
say,
about the straight.
So I mean, I would say that that is an outlier situation, though, to be bisexual. I mean, if you line up most people are heterosexual, and most people probably fall fairly into line with. I mean, if you ask most women are going to say, "I would like to date a guy who's taller," and I think if you ask most men, they're going to say, "I want someone that's younger and has a low body count."
You guys are making me sad to date.